Hey guys, welcome to the Athlex. From this video onwards, I am going to discuss about the JavaScript. Well, JavaScript is an important and a crucial part of the web development as it gives the behavioral look to the website. Yes, it will give you the behavioral look to the website. And it is important because many of the front-end frameworks like React, Angular, and Vue are developed with the JavaScript, as well as the backend, which includes the Express and the Node.js, are all developed with this JavaScript only. And JavaScript was historically made on September 1995 by the Netscape Communication, which is formerly known as the Mocha. Coming to the JavaScript, well, JavaScript is known as the client-side programming language or the high-level language because it has the objects and the classes. As you can take the user data and you can manipulate it using the JavaScript. Therefore, it is known as a high-level language. And this JavaScript was used for the purpose in the web application as well as the data processing and various interactive applications. And this JavaScript is also used in the game development also because of this versatility. And coming to the agenda of the JavaScript. In the JavaScript, we are going to discuss about the types of the JavaScript, and we are going to discuss about the basic concept, which includes the arithmetic operations and logical and relational operations, and we are going to discuss about the conditional statement and the loops, in which we will only execute a set of a code if the conditions are true. And at fourth chapter we are going to discuss about the functions, in which we will execute a set of a block whenever we require them. And in the fifth we are going to discuss about the objects, in which we'll take the user data or the data which we want and we will show to the user. And these objects are just like a matrix, which we have studied already. And in the sixth we are going to discuss about the core objects, which includes the date, month, time, year, and intervals and timeouts and many things. And in the document object model, we are choosing a data from the HTML and we are manipulating that data. And at last we have ECM6 script, in which we have the classes. Using the classes we are going to discuss a lot of things, and it also includes many of the things which are simplified from the JavaScript. And coming to the types of the JavaScript, whenever I am talking about the types of the JavaScript, there are two types. One is internal and one is external. What is internal? Internal has a script tag, in which we will write some JavaScript code and we will insert that script tag in the HTML page, and it will do its behavioral actions. Whereas when I am talking about external JavaScript, we separately create a file with the extension of .js, and we will link that file to the given HTML page using the script tag. Yes, using the script tag we will well, now I am going to discuss about the external and internal JavaScript. Well, to create an internal JavaScript, first of all you must have a script tag in your HTML. Here I am creating a script tag. Here I am creating a script tag, as you can have a look at here, and I am writing some random code in it. I am using the variable x equal to 10. Well, variable is getting highlighted, x is getting highlighted, and 10 is getting highlighted, because whenever we write any script tag and we insert some of the code here, it is getting highlighted because the HTML knows that whatever is present between the script is a JavaScript. And this is how we create an internal JavaScript. Now I am going to create an external JavaScript. To create any external JavaScript, first of all you have to create a file and you have to give the name to file with extension of JS. Here, as I give the extension .js, with file is getting highlighted, as you can have a look at here. This is how it is, and I just enter. As you can look at here, it is created a i.js file, and I am linking that file to the HTML. Here, to link any of the JS file to the HTML, first of all you have to use a script tag and you have to use the source, and in the source you have to mention the i.js, the file name, and you have to complete that script tag and you have to save it. And this is how we create the external JavaScript. and this is how we create internal and external JavaScript. Now I am going to discuss about the output. And coming to the output, just like we have the printf in the C to get an output, and print in Python to get an output, and system out printf in the Java, we have the console.log in the JavaScript. For normal JavaScript, which is without any HTML, we use this console.log to get an output, in which we will just write a console.log hello world in the two quotations, double quotation mark. We will write the hello world in the console.log. It will give us an output as a hello world. When I'm talking about the document.write, whenever you are using the JavaScript with the HTML, we will use the document.write to manipulate the data of the HTML and getting an output through the JavaScript. We will discuss about these all things in the VS Code. I'm going to discuss about the outputs. To create any output, you must and should have either of two code snippets, document.write or the console.log. Whenever you are writing the document.write, this will manipulate the HTML and add the output. As you can have a look at here, I am using the document.write and I am using hello world, and I'm just saving it. As you can have a look at here, whenever I open that HTML file, it is showing me that hello world. As you can have a look at here, it is showing me the hello world. This is how we create the output using the document.write. Now I am going to discuss using the console.log. Instead document.write, I have to use the console.log. If already Node.js is installed in your system, it will show the output. As you can have a look at here, I am just saving it. I am running the code, start debugging, and when I use it, it will give me the output. As you can have a look at here, in the debug console, I got the hello world, and this is how we use the console.log. And console.log will not disturb the HTML page, as it is only made for the Node.js related JavaScripts. And this is how we create the outputs in the JavaScript. Now we'll move with the variables. We have discussed about the variables in the algebra, in which we will just take any of algebraic alphabets, and we will allot some of the numbers to it, and we will save it. Just like that, these are also in the variables. We will take a just random name, and we will give the numbers or the characters or the decimal to it to save in itself. Here we have an example. Here we have the x, and here we have the 10, and the 10 value is getting saved into the x. Yes, the values always move from right to left. Here the 10 value is moving into the x. If I say it as y, means 10 as a y, the value of y is getting saved into the x. The value always move from the right to left. And we have x equal to 10, means 10 value is saving into the x, and we are using the var keyword. This keyword will define that this x is an variable. Yes, the JavaScript is not so developed as a Python to calculate it as a variable. We have to mention that it is a variable, for which we use the keyword var, and we will say x equal to 10. Then it will calculate as x is a variable because we have declared a var, and in that variable we are saving the 10. This is how we use the variables. And while using any variables, we have set of rules. Here I have used the x, but whenever you are using a big names like a count and set interval or anything which is very big in size, for those all things we have set of rules for using them. Whenever you are using a big name with many of the letters, your variable name should start with either underscore or a letter. Yes, if I'm using a count, the name starts with a C, and we have O, we have U, we have N, we have T. we have count, and the first letter of the first letter of the word count is C, which is a letter, and this name is valid. At the same time, when I use 9 and CONT, means 9 and CONT, I am using number first, which is invalid in the JavaScript. And if I am using an underscore and I am using the count, because there is an underscore, this is a valid name. And next we have uh, the variables rules, in which we don't have to use the space. Yes, if I'm using the count number variable, I'm using count and number, count number. And if I use a line space, means after count I will use the space and I just write the number and will allot some number to that count number. Because there is a space between count and number, it become invalid. As it become invalid, it is not a valid one. And in fact, if you are using any of the variable name, your variable name doesn't include hash mark, at mark, and bar, we don't use those all things. And in fact, your variable name must and should contains the letters and underscore, and in between letters you can add the numbers, but the numbers should not be used as it is. We will discuss these all things in VS Code. Next, coming to the comment. Now I am going to discuss about the variables. Well, we can take any of the random variables to assign the value. First of all, to add any variable, you must add the var. You have to add the var keyword, and you have to mention any of the keyword, and you have to give the value to it, and you have to save it. And this is how we create any of the variable. Well, now I'm going to discuss about the variables. Well, we use a variable keyword and var keyword, and we use a random variable name, and we will assign something. And this is how we use the variables in the JavaScript. Now I'm going to discuss about the naming conventions. Yes, there are naming conventions in the JavaScript. You can't name the variables out of the rule. First of all, I have created the variable x equal to 9. If I use 9 here, and I just take a new terminal, and in the debugging console, as you can have a look at here, it is showing me a lot of errors. It is showing me debugger attached, waiting for the debugger to disconnect, and syntax error. It is showing the syntax error, invalid unexpected token, because you don't have to use any of the numbers beneath or the starting variable. In fact, if I use, instead of that, if I use a dot and I just say a 5, yes, it is successfully done, because we can use the underscore. In fact, without underscore also it is good enough. And this is how we use the variable conventions, and we can either use underscore or we can directly use the letters. And in the letters, I just type XHS, and I say 5, and it will execute finally. If I write here the percentage mark, if I write the percentage mark, as you can have a look at here, it is showing the invalid sign. As I mentioned in the second rule, you don't have to use any percentage sign or dollar sign or a hash mark, at mark in between those variable name. And this is how it is showing the error. Here we have it is showing the invalid left hand side in the assignment. This is how it shows that value. And this is all about the variables. Next, coming to the comments. To add any comment, we use those slash mark. We use double slash mark for the single line comment, and we use slash and asterisk mark for multi-line comment. As you can have a look at in our presentation, for solo line comment we are using those double slash. For multi-line we are using slash and asterisk mark. This is how we use the comments. When I am talking about the data type, as we have the integers, decimals, and the characters, the JavaScript can find out what type of data we are providing, and it is possible with the data types. How? First of all, we have a int, float, string, and boolean. Well, int is for the integer, float is for decimal, string is for character, and boolean for logical. And if you write any of the number, just say I'm taking an example. I'm using x equal to 10, and I'm using the code snippet type of x. If I'm using type of x, it will just give me because x equal to 10, 10 is an integer, it will give me the result as int. If I'm using 10.5, because 10.5 is a decimal, it will give me the answer as a float. If instead of using the 10, I'm using 20 in double quotes, or 10 in the double quotes or single quote. Now I'm going to discuss about the data types. Whenever we are saying the data, we have almost many types of data. We have mainly numbers, and we have strings, we have boolean, we have floating and integer. But the JavaScript will consider them as a number. How to find them? First of all, you have to write a variable x equal to 10. As we have discussed in the previous presentation, variable x equal to 10, we are declaring a variable, and I have to write the document dot write. Whenever I'm saying the document dot write, it will giving me the output. In the output, you have to mention the type of the x, which will give you what type of what data type does the x belongs to. When I'm saying the type of x, it will give me, as you can have a look at here. I just reload the site. As you can have a look at here. It is giving me the number, means it is considering that as a number. Instead, if I use here the string, a random string of hello world, if I use hello world and I just save it and I just open and reload the site, it is giving me the string. And instead of this, if I use 10 greater than 11 greater than 4, I just save it, and then when you check it, it will give me the boolean. And this is how we use the type of code snippet to find what data type does the variable belongs to. And these are all the data types which are present in the JavaScript. Well, do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Thank you.